Okay, the first automation we want to build is an automated file organizer. I tell you, for me, this is a lifesaver. I get to take a lot of screenshots and record my screen a lot of times, and this basically just gets dumped on my desktop. What I want to do is to set up an automation that takes each of these files and put them in different folders depending on what kind of file it is. And I tell you, that would make my desktop screen look a lot more healthier. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this problem. So let us build a simple automation in Python that helps us to do this, and we can just be running this from time to time. Okay, so let's go. Before we get started, first thing I always recommend is to use a conda environment. So do a new conda environment where you put your project. We're going to create a conda environment. We can easily do that. Conda create minus name, and we're going to call this, let's call this YT automate. What Python version do we want to do? Let us use Python 3.10, and this we create our conda environment quickly. Okay, now our conda environment is created, so we are going to activate our conda environment. Conda activate YT automate. So now we are officially now activated our conda environment. Let us create a new file, and we're going to call the file automated file organizer.py. So it's going to be a Python file, and officially here we have. We're going to be using just two libraries. So we're going to be using the OS library that gives us access to the operating system on our computer, and we're going to be using this library as well, the import shutil library. Now what that does is basically gives us access to high-level operations on our file system and folder system on the computer. So okay, so first thing we want to do, we want to define directories. So let's call this desktop directory. Since I'm using my desktop, for you it could be your download directory that is messy that you want to use, but you feel to use anything. This is my desktop directory, and this is, I'm going to call users something.afolabi. Directory. So basically what we want to do is to create, for me, I would like to create a folder called documents, another folder called images, another folder called videos, and we want to look at the file extension names on the different folder levels and be able to assign, okay, if it's a PDF, go into document, if it's a JPEG, go into images, if it's an MP4, go into videos. So let us do that quickly. Okay, so having done that, we've basically specified the kind of file extensions that we want to put in different folders. So let us now write a simple query to organize the files. So now organize files. So what we have tried to do is we want to take all of the files with the different extensions in this desktop directory that we gave already, and then put them in each of, we create folders if they don't exist already, called documents, images, videos in the in our desktop directory, and basically put every file that has that extension in the desktop directory. So I'm going to show you exactly how this works before we run it. So as you can see here, this is my desktop folder right now. As you can see, there's a lot of file. If I show you exactly how it looks on the image, it's basically files scattered here and there. And what I expect to see after this is basically 3 folders, all of my pictures in one folder, all of my videos in one folder, and all of my files in one folder. So let's see how that works. So yeah, we're just going to run this quickly, and we want to do kunda. So let's save the script first of all. And then we will do Python automated file org.py. Perfect. Everything works seamlessly. So this is now how my desktop folder looks. You can see now I have all my images in my image folder, and I have my documents in my documents, and I have videos in my videos folder as well. So everything now, my desktop looks a lot more cleaner, and thanks to a very short Python automation script that I just wrote. Now let us move on. In this second automation, we want to build a real-time currency converter and tracker. You know, for me as a foreigner, for example, living in Germany and having family in Nigeria, I want to know what is the best time to send money when I want to give money to friends or families. We want to build a currency tracker, basically, that tells us how much the euro is worth every time, and maybe sends us a trigger on our emails and say, hey, this is the best time, Samson, send your money now. So let's do that. So we're going to create a new file, and we're going to call this currency converter.py. And basically what this guy is going to do, we're going to just sort of use the request library and connect to some sort of API. So let us import request, connect to some sort of API. So let us write a function. Well, let's just call this define currency converter. Put this as a loader. So we're going to use this, connect to this URL. URL. We then want to get the data from this URL, and that data is going to be the response. And then we want to do rates equals what we got previously, data dot rates, yeah, get the 2 currencies. So basically the currency we want to get from. So having done that, we convert the amount. And so our converted amount, comma rate. So we want, this is our output from this function. Let's just put that here, and then we can just also copy this from this function as well. And we want to add a print statement so that it looks nice when we are done, especially. And we're going to just say print. So this is nice and good. We want to change 100 euros from, let's see if there's a problem with this. Yes, this will be a double sign. Yeah. So we want to change from 100 euros to dollars. How much would that be? And we want this to track it for us. It's a simple request. We can just connect to this API exchange API, and then we get the latest. And then let's save it. We save this, and we can just run this as well. Oh, nice. As you can see, 100 euros is equal to $109 at an exchange rate of 1.09. What if we want to just use send euros to Naira? I think Naira is NGN, and I'm going to save this now. And now I'm going to run Python currency convert again. 100 euros is 173,383 Naira at an exchange rate of 1,733. This is perfect. And the beautiful thing about this is the fact that we can plug this into some sort of cloud scheduler that runs maybe every 30 minutes on GCP, for example, and then gives us this statement either as a print statement like this. Best as actually sending you a message on emails or on Slack or WhatsApp or whatever, and then you're able to track it every time. And this is okay, now is the best time for you to actually send money because this is the highest one. So a good currency converter is a very good way for me to automate my life, and Python has come in very handy to do that. So the last project I'm going to be doing is some sort of very interesting one as well. I'm a bookworm. I like to write books, but sometimes I find that I can't keep up with the latest books online. Maybe for you it's like you like videos, or you like pictures, or you like podcasts, and you sort of want to keep up with new podcasts and know what's happening, what's trending. We can basically write an automation script that tells us what is the latest books that are being released about a topic of interest or about some video of interest that you like, and we can simply do this also in Python. So let us go. Now we are going to also create a file. We're going to create a file again that we are going to call, let's call this file book recommender py. Okay, so book recommender.py. Here we're also going to be using our request library. So let us just call this we're going to be using the request library as well. So import requests, and the beautiful thing about all of these automations we're also building is the fact that we don't need so many heavy libraries, pip install this, pip install that. I think the only thing we probably have to pip install is just the request library, and once that is done, we're good to go. So let us do this. We would be using the Google API books library. Since I'm dealing with books, you probably like music or videos. You can also do the same thing with music and video. Basically do something that gets the latest ones and asks it to give you the latest for your line of interest. So let us say this is my URL. I am going to write a function. I'm going to write a function. Like this as pass. I try to put that pass so that everything doesn't go red, and I can track VS codes when it points me to an error when I write my error. So that's my reason of writing that. So let us I'm going to be using this live URL. So Okay, so now we've been able to set this up. First thing we want to do is to connect to the Google API's books and then collect all of the title, the author, the description, the link of the book as well. And then we want to display the recommendations. So if there are no recommendations found, it's going to tell us no recommendations found. And then at the same time, print the title, the description, the first 200 characters of the description. And then if there's any more info, where we can then follow up and read about this. So this is done. We're now going to run this in our Conda environment. Let us run the new script that we just wrote. So Python. Now you see with the test, I asked it to give me a book recommender in Python, and I basically specified data science, and then it printed to me these latest books: Data Science by UA Anarchy, Unbroke Data Science on Care by Stephen Papp, Data Science, Math Basics for Data Scientists, and all. I think it also uses location actually. So if I want to learn about large language models. Now it gives me also more documents. Let me bring this up. It gives me also more documents about large language models. Land language models by Karish Arua, blah blah blah. This is the description. Quick start guide to land language models. Demystifying large language models by James Chen. AI Foundations of Large Language by John Adams. So this is pretty good. So with this, I can basically automate the script to also run maybe once a week, and then it gives me latest books, maybe first 50 books or something, and I go check it out, read the description and go check it out. It could also be music, like I said, or it could be videos, or it could be podcasts for you. So this is a good way to automate your life and make your life easy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. With all this automation, we can easily put our Python knowledge to use. I'll put this on my GitHub. Make sure you check them out, and make sure you build something similar as well. I'm curious to actually know what other automations would you like me to build going forward. So comment down below and I'll be looking forward to it. If you like to see me do more awesome stuff with Python, check out this video where I build a Streamlit app with Python. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye.